So
Yes.
welcome to the live webinar conducted by CanAm and the University of Fraser Valley. Just a little introduction about who's CanAm. I'm sure all of you know, but at CanAm, we are pioneers in career counseling for students headed to Canada for the past 24 years. Please do listen to the videos on our website to hear what top universities and colleges have to say about CanAm, the counselors, and the services. CanAm is very special to Canada. We've been sending students for a very, very long time, and we send the largest number of students. Anurag Sandhu, our CEO, is an ICCRC member, which means that we are Canadian government licensed consultants for visa processes. And there are no consultants across India who can claim this combination of pioneering experience with licensing while promoting Canadian education and the pathways to permanent residency. So please do not seek visa assistance or PR guidance from unlicensed agents. Okay, so we have with us from Fraser Valley, India, Sanjeev, Mr. Sanjeev Singh, who's an international recruiter for the University of Fraser Valley. And over to Sanjeev.
Thank you, Ganga, for this webinar, and I hope I'll be able to throw some valuable insight on our university and various options to be there. So I'll start with a presentation about the university and its campuses, about the program we offer. So, like I said, we are University of Fraser Valley. First, let me tell you about the campuses. Can you shift to the next slides, Sharon? I'll tell you about University of Fraser Valley now. Now we are located in Fraser Valley. It's basically in east of Vancouver. So you can say around 65 kilometers from downtown Vancouver. It's around 40 minutes drive. The town is called Abbotsford. Like I said, we have main campuses in Abbotsford. This is the campus where we deliver major programs. Whether it is business or information technology, all those programs we deliver here. This so-called main campus is in around 16 acres of area. Then we have Chilliwack. Chilliwack is a very huge campus, but it's more of an agriculture excellence center. So we don't deliver major program, but some trades program. So any students heading to Canada to University of Fraser Valley would be actually studying in Abbotsford campus, which is, like I said, is around 65 kilometers from Vancouver. You must have heard of Surrey. So Surrey is around 20 minutes drive, 25 minutes drive from our campus. We have small study center in Mission. We have small study center in Hope, and we have a growing presence in Chandigarh. We have been here from last 16 years. Yeah, this is a very special campus, and this is the only campus outside Canada. It's totally aligned with our campus there. But anyhow, I'll be telling you more in my later slides. So another feature of our campus or Abbotsford town is just 10 minutes drive from US border, and it's 3-hour drive to Seattle. That means a lot of spillover of business from US being just nearer to the border. So it's an advantage basically. We are known as a teaching-oriented university. Our mandate is education. We are not a commercial university. We are more into teaching, and we are very proud to, being evaluated as a 5-star university in QS star rating. We have got 4-star overall, 5-star in teaching, and 5-star in employability. Means a lot. Why we got 5-star in teaching? Because we believe in small class sizes. We don't enroll more than 33 students in one class. That's a very big advantage. We are a mid-sized university, but we are proud to be a mid-sized university. We enroll around 15,000 students every year. Still, we offer variety. Still, we take a very minimum number of students. We can take 20 students in our class, but we won't go for 34 students. Like I told you, our mandate is education, and it matters when you have a smaller class size. It does matter. The interaction, the student-professor interaction or student-faculty interaction is excellent, especially for the students who are coming from Indian education system. So we are more, used to, getting a personal touch with a professor. And If you talk of other universities, of the bigger university, they even have a class size of 150 students. It becomes at time difficult for us to, and there's a protocol you have to follow. So when you have a smaller class size, it makes a difference. Uh, I'm saying that we enroll around 15,000 students per year, and we offer variety. We have around 100 programs, including 2 masters. We have 19 bachelor's degrees, diplomas, and certificates. So we offer a huge choices of programs which you would like to pursue, right? We have business, we have information technology, we have sciences, we have arts, we have fine arts, we have kinesiology, we have social work, and you name it and it's available. But I find mostly students from India are going in for business program and information technology programs. Yes, I've seen lately some students going towards fine arts, and especially in humanities, they're heading towards psychology. They want to go for neuropsychology or clinical psychology. So we have all, whatever you think of, those programs are available with us. We are known as a undergrad university. We don't offer much of master's program. And because of these small class sizes, we are able to churn out job ready students because the interaction is so excellent between professors. We engage the best professor. They're drawn from the industry. That's why you're equipped to make an impact when you straightway go and join industry. Can we go to the next slide? So that was about University of Fraser Valley, and I told you that we have a offshore campus in Chandigarh, which is here from last 16 years. We got established in 2006. This was on due to some suggestions from very prominent Indo-Canadian people out there, and some agencies who were concerned about the success of the students who land up in Canada, students who are academically very strong and they want to make the career which is aligned with their family background. So there was a concern. The success ratio of students was very low as far as the career options were concerned. So our university was, we are a public university, like I told you, so very closely associated with Indo-Canadian community. So we were told to look into the aspects why students are not able to, exactly get what they were looking for as a career when they land in Canada. So we did a research. I'll be telling you what we found out and how we try to, come over those concerns and how we help you guys. So we did a pilot in 2006 and we enrolled 16 students in our pilot project. So it was a unique pathway which we designed in association of university with our university, right? So this is the only kind of post-secondary institution in India. Rest of the institutions are operating in India, but they are having a partnership. It's not that like they are giving a standalone program. We are here as an offshore campus of a university. It's not a partnership. It's the university itself monitoring and controlling the education or the program delivery. So there are no private partners. It is not an affiliation. It is not a twinning program. It's an offshore campus of Fraser Valley. It is called Fraser Valley, India, right? So we help you to pursue, adapt, and mature in Canadian applied education. It's a very different kind of education what you encounter there. In India, we have a very different education system, which I'll be talking about in my next slides. So we give you a hands-on experience and practical learnings. Very important again to succeed in Canada. We believe in holistic development. It's not that just we mature you in your education. We develop you overall to take on the challenges out there in Canada. You are best part of this program here in India, that you succeed right at your doorstep and in your comfort zone. We help you to seamlessly transfer to Canada. We make you understand the academic demands, which is very, very important for the students who are looking for a amazing career in Canada. So they have to be having a very successful path while they are while they're in their programs. So we make you understand. We give you a very strong support system. So we are kind of preparing you for Canada. So while you're here, you're virtually in Canada. Our campus is just aligned to our Canada campus as far as the delivery is concerned, the quality is concerned. We are very much at par. We are regularly audited. We are regularly monitored. We are regularly trained to deliver this. Now, I would like to tell you that why are we here in India? Why a university has thought of putting in an offshore campus, Fraser Valley, India. Now, I will tell you something what you guys have been through. This is the education system which I am showing in my slide. So, students in India mature in a rote learning system. It's all theory. There's hardly any practical. I'll give you an example of a medical student who has done 12th in medical stream. If I tell a student to draw a diagram of intestinal system, probably he or she would design or draw a wonderful diagram neatly labeled, but they have never dissected. They are good in theory. They are good in papers, but they have actually not done it. So this matters a lot. Once you mature, even our bachelors and masters, they are into rote learning system. They have not seen the other side of the world. So this is whereas there is a paradigm shift in Canada. The learning system is applied learning system out there. You learn everything by doing. So our students, since they're embedded into rote learning system, yes, they have teething problems there. There is no diversity in the classroom. You guys only study with your own group of students from our own community. If somebody is from Delhi, you'll have students maybe from some part of India, but maybe there are 1 or 2% who come from neighboring countries, right? But when you land in Canada, it's very, very different. You find students from 30, 40 different countries, and their maturity is very different. They are not of your age group. You graduate, you do your 12 when you're 17 or 19 years of age, whereas when you land in Canada, you will be surprised to find students who are much mature, having experiences. You can even, it's no surprise that you find a student who is 28 or 30 years of old, married, having kids. Yeah, this is what happens. So their mindset, their ideology is very different, whereas our mindset is totally theory. So we don't have any practical experience, whereas applied system is totally practical. It's experiential learning, and we are not experienced. We are not team players. It's standalone or a solo. We study. If you have to write examination, you have to write your papers on your own. There's not a teamwork. You're not doing any projects. You're not doing any assignments. So whereas in Canada, everything is happening in team. You may have 3 or 4 students in your team who are from different countries. Somebody may be Chinese, somebody may be Nigerian, someone may be Canadian, and their intellect and mindset is very different as far as the practical aspects are concerned. So you face those challenges. You are spoon fed. Our children are spoon fed. They're brought up in a very protective and a secured family environment. In classroom, we have liberty to raise our hand and ask the professor that I couldn't get it. Can you just repeat the topic again? It doesn't happen like this in Canada or in North America. When the class size is 150 students or 200 students, there's a set protocol you have to follow. You have to send an email, and by the time the professor replies you back, they would have moved on further. So these are very big challenges as far as your academic transition are concerned. We took this thing into our consideration. That's why we were told to kind of set up a model campus or a show campus which can groom students in the North American system and then transfer them. So, and then secondly, our students, our children are inept in making instant and independent decisions. There you have to decide. You're totally on your own. Your family support is not there. Your parents are not there. Your support is till Delhi Airport. After Delhi Airport, you're totally on your own. So whom do you fall back on? You're used to falling back on. So either your friends, your roommate, and you don't know who your roommate is and what are the habits and what are the academic path. So these are the things where you would have kind of have handicaps. And I will compare it with our North American system now. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah, now these are the challenges. I already spoke of challenge, but still I repeat again. So these are the challenges you're going to face when you land in Canada. North American applied system of education, like I told you, it's totally practical. You are evaluated in the end of the year. You write your paper for 100 marks, 3 hours you write your paper. you're sorted out. If you are done well, it's fine. If you're good in cramming up, your memory is excellent, you can do it. You just write and write and write, right? Whereas North American system, you are evaluated throughout the year. You're evaluated like that. You write your final exam for 100 marks. We write our final exam for 25 to 35 marks. So 75, 35 to, I mean, 75% marks are actually, are the practical. I'm sorry. So the 75% marks are basically are your assignments, your projects, your quizzes, your industry interaction. So many things would come into it. Your attendances. We are used to, getting away from class. At times we go home for say 5 days. We don't return back for 7 days. So because it does not matter in India, because your class pattern is 45 minutes. So you are able to cover up if you have missed that today. In North American system, the class time is 3 hours. We take only one class every day for one period, one subject for 3 hours. So we cover a whole lot of topic in a single day. We believe in consistency of delivery. So your attendance is very mandatory. Then another thing we are infected with is plagiarism. That is a biggest offense in North America or anywhere abroad. We are so used to picking up things from internet and just pasting it. The models, the projects are, whatever projects you get in your final, year. I've seen parents going to the market and buying the projects, or parents doing the project. That is the biggest offense, and we are totally infected. And when you are teaming up with someone who is from a different pattern of education, and you add something which is kind of copied, it really kind of gives a very, very bad impression on your whole personality itself. And there is no exposure to experiential learning. There are a lot of things you have to do outside the classrooms, a lot of research. We are not used to it. We are so used to our cramming up and learning, memorizing thing. Whereas the North American education is whatever you're learning in class, so you have to do a lot of research. You have to really dig a lot. Obviously you'll be digging out an internet, or you'll be actually going in the real world, and you have to really put it in your own systems, how you have gathered things out of all these areas, and you have put it properly. So this is what is not available in our system. So you're going to face challenge there. Then difficult to adapting rigorous academic responsibilities. Deadlines is something which we are never bothered about. In Canada or in North America, deadlines are very, very important. If you are supposed to submit an assignment at 9:30, it has to be submitted at 9:30. 9:31, your assignment will not be entertained. It won't be received. We are so used to getting relaxed. If we have to submit some notes today, we may do it after 3 days. Does not make a difference. There, it is very, very important. There's so many academic responsibilities. If you have to do a project, you have to do a project. There are presentations you have to do in the classroom. Whatever you have learned, whatever you have accumulated, you have to kind of give a presentation with your team. So there are huge responsibilities and demands. Then those mastering unfamiliar system. We are good in our system. That applied system is very, very different. Now it's a challenge. You do have a rough landing once you are changing the education system. You want to do better, but since the systems are different, it takes you time, and they haunt you throughout. Team performance, like I told you, it's very important. Everything is, you have to be a very good team player. You have to understand your team's mindset, their ideology, their requirements, their deadlines, and accordingly move along with them. So you need to get trained in that. Family support is absent. Where do you fall back upon? You have your parents to support you. You have tutors to support you out here. There is no one. North American education system does not encourage tuitions, right? It's whatever you learn in the classroom. Then a foreign culture. It's a very, very different culture. We are brought up in our own protective atmosphere, our own system, our own values. There things change. So that again, it becomes a challenge to get into their systems. We are vibrant, we want to do it, but it takes time. So because of all these matters, our focus on academics deviate. When your focus on academics deviates, you start having problems. When you are not able to score required grades, if you are not able to catch up with the prerequisite, if you are not getting grades, required grades, you don't get to write the exam again. You have to attend the class whole course again. It is difficult. It's very difficult, and you have to pay extra money. So these things starts haunting you. So this is the reason we were, in fact, we thought of taking an initiative and setting up a small model campus in can you change the slide? I can tell you how. Hello, Sharon, can you change the slide, please? Yeah. So we thought of setting up a small campus. We are located in GGST College, which is A plus NAC accredited college of Punjab University. Punjab University, again, it's a very reputed university. So we started with our pilot project in 2006. We started with a BBA program, and we, like I told you, we enrolled 16 students, and instead of they going to Canada, we flew our professors from Canada. We shipped their books from Canada and delivered the same pattern what they went to Canada, and some of the students did 2 years in India, and that is 4 semesters in India, and sort of doing the next 4 semesters in Canada. So they also did very well. The 10% of my students, they thought of going after 2 semesters. Most of them they thought of going after uh, 4 semesters. Some of them also thought of doing 3+1. That means they wanted to be here for 6 semesters and finish off their bachelor's in Canada last 2 semesters. So they all did good, and they were at par with the students who were there straight away. I mean, who went directly to Canada. So we have been there since 2006. We started with a business program, and then we introduced information technology and liberal arts. I'll be telling you about it in my later slides. Can you just shift to next slide, Sharon? This is the financial metrics. I would like all of you to have a very focused look on all this thing, how it works in India campus, especially in today's scenario when nothing is very clear. You're not clear whether the international travels will happen or it won't happen. So most of the parents and students, I've been talking since last 2 months. I've been, in fact, every day I've been talking to parents and students, and they were really concerned that what is going to happen. Uh, Agent partners like Canam had been very, very, very clear and telling them that, giving them very authentic information that this is how things are moving in these directions now. But what I have understood from parents, they are keeping their plan B ready. They're a little bit worried about transferring their children to a foreign country right now. I think everybody will be. So what they are thinking, see, they are applying, they are getting their offer letters, they are keeping, they have kept their finances ready. Though economy has taken hit, the businesses have taken a big hit. So what they have done is, they have, obviously, for children you have to do it. If you had a dream to move to Canada since you were a kid, and this time was ripe enough to get wings to your aspirations. Unfortunately, this thing has come up. So you are hit and you're staying back. So what do you do? Either you stay at home till the things go all right. That again hurts. Or you join a Indian institution, a local college, and let things normalize and move to Canada once things are done. But what happens? If you join an Indian institution, that 1 year will not count in the Canadian. It won't be added in your Canadian education. So you have to start fresh. So your 1 year has gone down the drain. You have not gained anything because that won't add any value. So this is what I'm going to tell you, this is what you can look into. So the Fraser Valley, India today is the best option available to you. So what you can do is you can join us here in September 20 intake. Yes, you will be registered in September 20 intake. We are taking in applications in September 20 intake, and believe me, we are having huge number of students who are applying here. We have a limited entry because we give you a lot of financial breather too. Now what happens basically? You join here in September 20. You join us for 2 semesters. But once you join here, you virtually join University of Fraser Valley Camp. Your roll number, your iCard, your books it is in the same series, and you are at par with somebody who is in Canada who has joined September 20 intake. So you finish off with your first and second semester here. So September to December you do your first semester. January to April, you do your second semester as you would have done in Canada in normal circumstances. And May to August, either you can be in internship, you can be in vacation and preparing you're preparing yourself to move to Canada, because that is the time we start processing your papers. We start assisting you for your visa. And I'm sure by August 21, things are going to be very normal. Now, the first scenario where you join an Indian institution, you will be going in August 21, joining the first semester. Here, if you come to Fraser Valley, India campus, you will be going to Canada in August 21 in third semester. So you have saved your time. You have not lost anything. You have virtually joined UFP. It's not an online, it's physical delivery of the program. We are going to open up. I think the HRD ministry or the education minister was saying that by 15th of August, we'll start the classes. Worst come worst, it will start by end of August, maybe first week. We are going to start up in September. We are going to maintain all the protocols, all the safety measures. It's a campus located, it's 100% Canadian campus. We are located in SD College, like I told you. So once you come here, you're virtually in Canada. It's a separate entry. It's SD College got nothing to do with this. We have a very different ambience. We have a very different environment. So we mature you in that Canadian culture and environment. The delivery, the program concept is all Canadian. So you start here in September 20. Don't waste your time. If you join here, what you have to do right now is just secure your seat, block your seat, because we are limited on seats. We don't take more than 90 students in business administration. That is 30 students in each class, like I told you. We take 40 students in IT and 40 in liberal arts. That's it. And we are seeing a huge rise of application because people are keeping this as plan B. If Canada happens, good, go. Will be very happy. You go and join your colleges or universities in Canada. We'll be very happy. But if that doesn't happen, you have something to fall back on. You have your education going on. It's not an online thing. Again, studying online is not easy, especially where the system of education is applied education system. Our system would work here. Distance education would work because our system is rote learning system. There you are evaluated on day-to-day basis on so many aspects. It's very difficult. So 1 year here, that is 2 semesters, you get 30 credits. Tell us, we will move you to Canada in third semester. I mean, you do 3 years in Canada, 6 semesters, gain 90 credits, do a 4-year bachelor's program. You get a 3 years work permit. So 1 year in India, 3 years in Canada, 4 years bachelor's program, 3 years work permit. Generally, 10% of my students do this model, but I'm sure this time it's going to be different because most of the students who are taking admission there, they're die-hard Canada thing. They wanted to go to Canada yesterday, but they know things are not going to normalize. Parents are a little bit worried. What is going to happen? Why should I send, take a risk for my child? Let them be here for a year's time. Let me watch things are going on. Fine, I'll send them to Canada. Who's stopping someone, right? So, but most of my students would go for 2+2 option. There is a reason why it is. I'll tell you. 2 years here, 4 semesters in India, gain 60 credits, move to Canada for next 2 years, do 4 semesters, 60 credits in Canada, 4 years bachelor's program. You still get a 3 years work permit. So what you have lost? Nothing. You have gained. There is all plus if you do 2 years here. You have matured in applied education system. You know how you have to be, kind of coping up with your program. You have a very soft landing in Canada. You understand the prerequisite. There's a huge thing called prerequisite for every higher program, higher courses. Another thing is there are students who do 3 years also. So they do 3 years here, do 6 semesters, go to Canada for 1 year. So you have all the options. As the things normalize, move to Canada, right? You gain heavily on fees. Your parents, if they're in service, it's a problematic thing now. If you're in business have got hit. So fees is 4,82,300 plus GST per year. I'll say around 6 lakh rupees per year. Payable semester wise, another big advantage. For Canada, you have to pay fees immediately. You have to keep the money ready right now. It costs you nearly 20 lakh rupees, including your incidental charges, your expenses, your tuition fees, everything. So 20 lakh rupees, whereas in India, it is going to be around 6 lakh rupees. Plus maybe 1 lakh rupees of your living expenses if you're outside Chandigarh. We have amazing hospitals and we have got PGs. You can stay there. I've got a lot of students coming from Delhi. 60% students, 65% students are from Tri-City. From Chandigarh, tier 1 schools like Strawberry, Sacred Heart, Comment, St. John's, Bhavan Vidyalaya. These are the students who are coming in. From Ludhiana, tier 1 families, business families, and good schools. So, Delhi again. I've seen a lot of increase in Delhi market. Around 10% students are coming from Delhi. No, so that's a 10 to 12 lakh financial breather you get. I don't even need IELTS now. This is a big challenge to do IELTS right now. We don't need IELTS here. All you have to do is just come in here and start your program. It's so easy. You save your year, you save money, and you contribute in your family in coming out of that economic fiasco. It's a problem, if you're from business families, you must be knowing how difficult it is getting. So please take note of this model. You can adapt any of this model. Canam would be able to throw more insight if you need some more detail. I'm limited on time. Otherwise, I would have, told you so many things. Can we shift to the next slide? I just want to go ahead. So this is what is our faculty. We always keep industry experts. We have the mix of Canadian faculty and Indian faculty. Indian faculty are from tier 1 institutions. They are PhDs, they are from IIT, they are from IIM. They have worked in industry. They have seen the other side of the world. So that's the standard we deliver here. So Canadian and Indian faculty would be delivering this program. Please, the next slide, please. This is how we prepare you for Canada. While you are here in India, you are not having any other challenges. You are totally focused on your education. You are in your comfort zone. You are totally, able to concentrate on how to, groom yourself into Canadian standard or mature yourself. You make friends right here. You will understand who clicks on with you, who does not. When you land in Canada directly, you don't know your roommates. You don't know your flatmate. You don't know your teammate. Here you start recognizing, understanding, and you move in a group. Again, a big breather for parents. They are not worried when you go to Canada. They know your group has moved, and then we are there to take care of you in Canada, right? So you plan what courses you have to study in Canada. When you land directly, you're immature, you're raw. Here in these 1 or 2 years, you understand what majors I have to take, what minors I have to take, what electives I have to take. So you align your education with your career path. So we develop you get adjusted in the entire system. We walk you through the system and gradually we kind of float you. So you have a very soft landing, right? Now, next slide, please. Now we have a whole, lot of advantages. If you come here, we'll give you huge advantage. We have a separate transfer to Canada department. We give you a personalized 101 guidance. You have to just tell us, look here, we want to go to Canada. We want to transfer. You join me in September intake this year. We will connect with you in January. And then while you have just done your first semester, we'll ask you, you want to go to Canada now? If you feel you're good to go, tell us. We will start advising you. So while you're pursuing your second semester, we are advising you. While you move in the third semester, in your internship, we are assisting you in visa papers. So things are, it's very easy, very planned, very focused. We have a set procedure. So it will be a smooth sailing, smooth transition. We do a lot of academic counseling based on your requirements. We suggest you these are the prerequisites required for these higher courses. These are the measures you can take based on your interest, right? So you go as a group. I've seen 16 students flying together in the same flight. Seniors coming in at Vancouver, receiving them. They stay in their homes for some time, feed them for some days. Make them feel it really matters a lot, especially for kids after 12th class. Parents are so relieved as my kids have gone in a group. 20 students have gone together. 10 students have flown in together, and they are in touch with the seniors. They are there at Vancouver, bringing their vehicles, picking them up, and taking them to Abbotsford. Next slide, please. It's an amazing student life. We have a very different community. Our students are from high-end educated families. They are bureaucrats, they are business people, they're corporate heads, they're vice presidents, CEOs, bankers, academicians. Their children are studying here because they want to be in Canada, but they want to take a very right career path. They just don't want to be in Canada and start struggling there. They feel that they should mature for 1 or 2 years and then move on. Nobody's stopping you. You're getting same rights what you get when you go directly, but only thing you have. So it's a huge community out there. We believe in holistic development. We do a lot outside classroom. We have 12, 15 clubs. So outside the classroom, you will be having so many, activities. We believe in networking, communication, personality development, French languages, maths upgrading, everything is given right here, which we have learned over 16 years what students need once they land in Canada. So we address those right here while you're studying with us. Next slide, please. I told you already about the financial metrics. You gain nearly 60%, especially today, 60% being a lot. Keep your money safe for your coming years, and things would normalize. I'm sure in a coming year or 2 years, financial will be all right. By the time, say, if you study 2 years, you save nearly 20-25 lakh rupees, a huge money. We can go to the next slide, please. This is what we do. If you are joining me in September, in normal circumstances, we would have started classes right now. In May end, when the results are declared, we start the classes. We upgrade your math skill. Most of the students, especially from the commerce and medical background, they don't study maths. They leave maths after 10. So we just don't want you to struggle. We give you some maths upgrade. We rebrush your right from 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th standard. We give you around 1 month maths upgrading. It's all free of cost. We give you a French introduction. We want to engage you after your exams. You're sitting at home, you know how frustrating it is. We don't want you to sit at home. Come to you in normal circumstances, students would come to us. We do a lot of personality development. Why we do this? Because we want to develop you in a Canadian way, so that once you land in there, you are able to mix up with that kind of culture. So all development things keep on happening here. So this is before we start the academics. Next slide, please. This is what Academic Foundation Program is, your foundation to success. We first enlighten you about the applied cert curriculum, what it is. You are not aware of it, how it works, what kind of software we have a very robust software called Blackboard. We train you on that. Generally, students are not aware of it. We tell you how to, submit the projects. You are too much into plagiarism, infected. So we tell you how a project is to be done, how it's written, the citations, how you have to express it in your own language. We make you a team player. You're not a team player. So a lot of interesting activities happen. This is a 21 days program and it is delivered by our Canadian faculty. So you get oriented to your new campus. It's very important. You know who are the students whom you're going to be with them for next 4 years, either in India or in Canada. So this is another thing. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is a program we have, a business administration pathway program. 1 year here, 3 in Canada, 2 years here, 2 in Canada, 3 years here. one in Canada. If you do 4 years here, you still get a University of Fraser Valley degree. In none of your certificate is mentioned India, Chandigarh. It is University of Fraser Valley. You can do 2 years. First 2 years, you will be doing all aspects of business. You have options to take majors later. In Canada, you can go for accounting, you can go for finance, you can go for HRM, you can go for operations, you can go for marketing. Then you have minors. I mean, number of minors and electives. So you can combine your passion and sustainability. Another advantage of this program is if you join us in business program, you study 2 years with us. I've seen this lately. You can even transfer to bigger universities. We are no less than anyone, but you have something in your mindset that I want to join SFU, I want to join UBC, I want to join McGill, I want to join University of Toronto. You have that transition from here. Believe me, I've got 4 students from University of Toronto. They were at Canada. They couldn't do well. They couldn't, achieve the grades. These universities are good. They're very good. They're very big university, but they're ruthless. If you are not able to achieve grade, they'll tell you, please leave the campus. Student who has been scoring 95% in Indian system is getting difficult for them to score even 48%, 50%. 4 students have seen this. 1 student had some initial problems. So they have joined us here again. They have wasted entire 1 year. They have been able to fly back to India. I can connect you with those students. I have 2 students from SFU. They were told to move back from it. They did very good in Fraser, FCA, Fraser, I know Fraser International, which is the college, I think, Fraser International College. They did very good, but once they landed into SFU, it was difficult. So I have seen students, they do 2 years in India, achieve 3.6, 3.7 CGPA, 4 CGPA. It's very easy to achieve in India because you're totally focused only into your education. You don't have any other challenges. There you have hundreds of challenges. I told you what all challenges. You are totally, your family support is there, your parents are there, you're taken care of. So you score those grades. If you do 60 credits in India, UBC can give you 55 credit transfer, can give you 58 credit transfer. Toronto may give you 52, 59. University of Guelph, 100% credit transfer, 60 credit transfer. So there is a whole lot of options available. We are very happy if you move to bigger university, but this helps you make the base. This university welcomes students who come after, from UFE. They don't know India, they don't know Canada, they know University of Fraser Valley. It's a reputed university. So after 2 years, you want to go there, you're most welcome. Tell us, we will guide you, right? So this is one program. All I need to enter in India campus, the requirement is 65% in your +2. That's it. You may have 33 in mathematics or 33 in accounting, does not make a difference. Individual subject does not matter here. All I need is 65% overall and 65% in your English. It's easily achievable. 65% overall, 65 in English. You could be from any stream. You could be from medical and may have thought of doing finance. It's not possible otherwise. Directly, I won't even give admission to someone who's a medical background looking for a BBA program. But here you have that chance to realign, to rethink about your career path. So I have students who are from non-medical. They had developed interest in marketing, so they took a BBA, and they seamlessly transferred to Canada. There are reasons why there are no objections because they are already into this system. They already embedded themselves for 1 or 2 years. So transition becomes very easy. So you can look into, you could be from any stream. We are very happy to take you in. Mostly students have scare that, or I have taken maths as additional subject and I didn't appear. Not a problem. So far it is an additional subject. You may fail also, we don't mind. But if it is one of your main subject out of 5, you have to score 33 at least. You may score 90 in English, 33 in mathematics, does not matter. Overall 65% and 65% in English. This is my BBA program. Next slide, please. This is my computer information system program. I mean, it's a very, very, very professional program. We churn out industry ready student ready to get, absorbed or embedded in the industry the next day. We have 3 majors in this. You can specialize in cyber security. The biggest concern for any country or any corporate now is cyber security. Then if you are too much into computer sciences, or you want to get into computer engineering, get into software development, right? Or if you want to get into systems and networking, we train you on Cisco platform. So you after graduating, you do certain more papers, you write some papers, you become a Cisco certified engineer. So we offer you a huge lot of choices with security or with software development. You can further specialize into graphics or maybe animation or gaming. You have number of choices available. This we mature you in these 2 years. You are able to determine your passion. You are able to realize your passion. Today you may think you want to get into applications, but once you actually start doing, you find that you are too weak in algorithms or you're not good in coding. We train you here. So if coding is not your cup of tea, go in for cyber security, go in for operational part of that, or get into hardware or get into net. So you can kind of realize or look into your acumen, what you are into, right? And career prospects, I mean, every industry needs IT professionals now. It could be banks, it could be, I told you there's a lot of spillover of business from US. Seattle is IT hub again, so you can be observed anywhere. Not a problem. Employability is, we have got 5-star in employability, 99% employment ratio. Yeah, but it all depends on students, and we train good students, right? Next one, please. Liberal arts, very robust program. What I found is students who are going through liberal arts are straight away, it's highly employable people because they combine their passion with sustainability. Somebody who's a medical student has a limited option. Either they can go for nursing, health sciences, kinesiology, or maybe one or two more. But if you get into liberal arts, you can combine your passion. If you're too good into biology, take a minor in biology, pick up psychology. Go for neuropsychology. Finish off with your Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Do your honors in psychology. Go to neuropsych. Go to bigger university. Go for neuropsychology, clinical psychology, sports psychology. There are students of commerce who would like to pick up psychology and combine it with marketing, research. This is what happens in industry now. A lot of research is happening. It is just the industry has changed. The norms has changed. New norms. Psychology. This is the field which is in the coming time. This is going to happen. Psychologists are required every year. Before the child is born, after the child is born, before they go to school, after they're in school, before marriage, after marriage, during marriage, everywhere. Career options, psychologist. You can go in for human resources. Again, it's a very important, psychology play important part in human resources. If you have something in media communication, go in for media and communication. So biology student can look for psychology. You have to study a little bit of mathematics. It's not a cakewalk. I mean, it's an easy thing to do. It's not a very tough thing. You have to study a little bit of mathematics, or you can take economics. Combine it with media and communication, combine with mathematics, combine it with history. So you take it French as major. So huge combinations are available in liberal arts. So employability is not a problem. In all this, that's why we deliver 3 programs, which has got high employability. Next slide, please. Now can you just go back to the BCIS slide? I missed out something. The BCIS slide, BCIS, Computer Information System. Yeah, now the eligibility criteria, we just need 60% overall score. Now something very interesting, if you are an art student, in India, you are given humanities by default. You couldn't focus much. You are a sports person, you couldn't focus much into your education because you were into sports, or something happened during your last days of exam, you were not well, or something in family happened, your marks, your grades were down. So you are given humanities, but you're passionate to do information system. Come to us, we'll give you computer information system. You should be very easy with mathematics. You should be friendly with mathematics. If you think maths is not a challenge for you, we don't have any issue. We'll give you computer information system. You may be a non-medical student having 33% score. I won't give you admission in UFE Canada with 33 marks in mathematics. I'll give you here, because here it's a campus which takes care of your challenges or your handicaps. We will teach you mathematics. We will train you in mathematics, transfer you to Canada. So 60% overall and 65% in English. 2 things here. In BB, I need 65%. Here, I need 60% overall and 65 in English. Next slide to the liberal arts, please. Same 60% overall, 65 in English. You could be from any stream of education. You may have vocational program. Even in BBA, you may have studied music. You should have just studied maths in 10th grade. That's all. We can adjust your stream, not a problem. That's not a limiting factor. Your stream is not a limiting factor. Next slides, please. Oh, these are the scholarship. That's the High Commissioner of Canada, Nadir Patel. He was in our campus. We have some robust scholarship. If you are the best student, like this, Anshed is from Delhi, and he scored 96.4% in grade 12. So any student every year, any student who comes who have scored the highest among all the students who have taken admission would get 1 lakh rupees. The second highest would see, our average score is 80%, though the entry criteria is 65%, but highest score is average score is 80%. We have students like 96% scorers. This time I have application. They're expecting 94, 95%. I have students who have cleared last year. I can take a gap. For me, gap is not a problem. You could be from 2018. You can join me. I don't have any problem. That again is a very good kind of advantage here, that you could be from. You would have passed 2 years back. We don't mind taking you here. You become a student right here. So there are a lot of scholarship. Then there are continuing scholarship. If you come in Dean list, we give you some scholarship. You can log into our website to know more. Or Canon would tell you more about it, because there's huge numbers of scholarship we offer. Next slide, please. So start your journey with us. Today's time, very difficult time. Nothing is very clear. Future is uncertain. But here, everything is very clear. Start your Canadian education right here. Be virtually in Canada. Start with your first semester. Do second semester. Tell us, we will transfer you to Canada. Let things normalize. We care about your safety. We are worried about you. That's why September thing is going to happen. You don't need a visa. You don't need a IELTS. All you need is your 12th score. And right now, we're getting admission based on your 10th class. You have to just apply to us. Canon would help you apply. Very simple procedure. 10 minutes. Pay $150, 8850, we block your seat. Until you say no, we don't give seat to everyone. Again, it's not that we are sold out, but the seats are going on with a very high pace. They're finishing off. Thank you so much. This was all. I am open for questions here. Over to you, Ganga.
Yeah, just a minute. So thanks so much, Sanjeev. And we just do another half a minute of presentation about the admission and the visa guidance process for CanAm students applying to University of Fraser Valley. Anu, would you like to take over the admissions details?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So we need a complete application to be shared with documents. So the documents required for Indian campuses, application fee of 8850 INR, online application form, grade 10th mark sheet, grade 12th mark sheet, 1 passport size photograph, digital signatures required on a piece of paper, English proficiency test score acceptable are IELTS 6.5 with no bands less than 6, but in case the student is having 65% in English in grade 12, then IELTS is not required, and it's a great opportunity like Sanjeev just mentioned, and we need a passport copy, and you can share your documents and email us right away with your location and name to admissions@canongroup.com, and you can even WhatsApp us on 734-700-6571. Documents required for Canada campus. We required an application fee of $150, grade 10th mark sheet, grade 12th mark sheet, and admit card is required here. We need grade 12th mark sheet, needs to be routed directly to the institute, updated resume or experience letter if applicable. English proficiency test score acceptable are IELTS, Duolingo, and PTE. And will require a copy of passport. You can email your documents with your name and location at admissions@canongroup.com. Please WhatsApp us on 734-700-6571. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Anu. And the steps involved would be when you're looking at Canada. If you're looking at India, of course, then there's no problem with the India campus. But if you're looking at the Canada campus, then the steps involved, CanAm will assist you with the complete admissions and the visa process. After you receive your offer, CanAm as a licensed consultant will help you with the complete visa process, like tuition fee payment, opening of GIC account, guiding you for the visa application and the documents required. So complete hand-holding will be there from admissions to visa to pre-departure orientation. That is as far as Canada is concerned. As far as the India campus is concerned, we'll help you through with the admissions, and then we will have Sanjeev and his team take over from there. And so I think now you've all been asking your questions. If you haven't yet asked your question, if some question is brewing there in your mind, you can still press the chat button and type your email ID, name, the program, preferred program of study. And of course, an expert CanAm counselor will also get in touch with you, but all your questions now will be answered by Sanjeev.